Looky there.
Hello from WorkHuman.
Hello. Wait, hold on. We're not in the middle.
I know. I want you to be in the middle. That's why I moved over.
So,
hello. We're here at WorkHuman, and we are obviously here with our very state-of-the-art technology setup.
that's right. Because we're modern, we're hip, we're now.
We've stolen coffee
And a water bottle.
and stolen 2 chairs. Hi, welcome to the WorkHuman recap.
Of day one, not even. So it's literally is day one. Yesterday they had kicked off with like some of the, what do you call those?
Happy
Sessions.
hour. There were a couple of sessions. I got to do 2 of them.
Yep.
I did newcomers, which was
I
awesome.
want to talk about that.
Yep.
A lot of people, this is their first conference. So what do you do there?
So first of all, and speaking on that, when we did I did it, Jen from WorkHuman and I did it together, and we usually do. And she introduced me and let everybody know this was my 10th year. And I was like, oh,
my back.
and then she said, and John brings over 35 years of HR experience. And I was like, keep going, girl. Let me help you dig the plot out, right? To just shove me in.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we had over 400 people that came to the new session. And these legit, they are newcomers, right? It's not that you have to, like, there's nothing else to do. And so let me just sit in on this thing. No, this is like legit newcomers. They have to sign up on the app and all. So it's a lot of people. One of the things to your question, one of the things that was really interesting that I hadn't thought about until I was told yesterday is that there are companies that come every year, but they don't send the same person or people. So the tags, your name tag may have a company that's very familiar to WorkHuman Live, but the person has never been before. And so it was cool to have them sort of sit in and hear about what the experience could be like, because they're hearing it all secondhand, right? From colleagues that have gone in years past. So we spend time talking about the layout. My shtick is mostly on what you need to bring to the table in order to get the most out of the experience, right? This is a conference of connection.
That's absolutely right. I'm going to call Jen because I love like the first timers, letting people know what's going on because it's really overwhelming. You can't see it. We're on the 2nd floor where they have some ballrooms. But when you go into the main stage, it's so big and it's larger than life.
Floor, but she has no
We're on the 7th floor in a 4-story building. We are on whatever floor we're on.
It's awesome. That actually was a very funny line.
Listen.
We're on the 7th floor of a 4-story building.
That's right.
That's a great line, actually. That can be used in a variety of different contexts. I love that.
So what do you think so far?
I think it is really fascinating to me that when we started this morning, and I said this to you, there were guys on the troop was called Anti-Gravity.
Yes, Anti-Gravity.
Anti-Gravity from Orlando. They're on these like bouncy, I don't even know what you call them. I don't know, they're spring. Like a wrap around their like calves and it comes up under their feet and they're like arched pieces of metal with springs.
Yes.
And they're like bouncing everywhere. And even that, like I felt like the energy was a little low.
Right.
And that's not because of their performance. Please, anybody who's from Anti-Gravity, don't at me. You guys were great.
As honestly. A whole, it's real talk. The world as it is heavy.
Yes.
And
that's what
so
I felt.
We're feeling the heaviness of the moment and like confusion and where we're doing. And there's been some slight changes that you noticed, leaning more into the blue and yellow. Usually like on the main stage, it's so colorful and so many things going on and really bright. And this year it's a little darker.
Very fascinating.
Right?
Yes. I'm looking at even the signage. You all can't see this. And we're not moving
We'll break it or the microphone.
And most of the signage, blue background, yellow background, a hint of maybe like a pale orange on the one side. But most of it, is blue and yellow.
I mean, it's been, so I think that part has made a little bit of a difference. And the way that the layout is. But what is nice, like, I think of course, But First Coffee. And when we were in Vegas at Transform, and I needed a cup of coffee, you remember? And it's like, where am I going? And they don't know. And they set me upstairs. They ran. I could have made 13 cups of coffee on my way in. There were so many urns that were everywhere. They always go all out for that.
Like lines. There were really not lines. Like you were able to get into a buffet area quickly. And last night too, they had happy hour, the kickoff happy hour on WorkHuman Central. And even the food places there was a lot of charcuterie and meats. And I fill my pocket with that carpaccio. It was so good. And don't check my pockets. And I ran a solo social last night. That was the other thing that I got to do. You saw. I don't know why they asked me to do these things, just because I always get into trouble. And so I had 160 people who are attending WorkHuman Live alone. That means they didn't come with friends or they didn't come as part of a corporate entourage. They're here themselves. And so WorkHuman Live asks me, and this is like the third or fourth year that I've done this solo social for the kickoff night. And it's always different every year in terms of where it is and all. But I had all these folks and everybody last night got a card when they came in, not a playing card, but a flash card. And it had a letter on it, either an uppercase or a lowercase of one of the US alphabet. First of all, asking people to spell when there's an open bar. That was so awesome. He's like, I got a great shot of sex at your event last night. And he said, I already have submitted it. Like the shot is so clear and perfect and smiles on their faces and they're holding their cards up. He's like, we're going to use that everywhere. And I'm like, don't associate it with me. Yeah. Right away, it's going to be like, oh, that was Baldino's event.
Probably. You have to know, literally the first 2 years of But First Coffee, I send a text to John, what should we talk about on But First Coffee? And he would say sex. And I'd be like, John, and he was like, at work, sex at work.
Well, sex at conferences.
Right. Trying to make it relevant.
That was happening last night.
No, don't say that.
Oh my God. Luckily, we're in a nice place.
We're adults.
High class.
And to our editor, of which we don't have, edit that out. Don't put that in there. Snap.
It is. I know we're.
You have to speak soon, so we can't continue being silly.
We're okay to be silly a little bit. I will say though, coming back to this morning, obviously the AI speak, like it's so like can't exist without talking about AI.
And it also shows you like, I think we need to talk a little bit more about the audit, the framework. How are you building it? Even if you're using, most people are using one of the big ones, right?
Yeah.
So let's just say you're using in the back end your own LLM, right? And even though it's yours, you should still tell people the process of how it goes through. There's guardrails in place and different things. And we just keep seeing, it's like a magic show, right? Yeah. Everybody's like, okay. And then we went like this, poof. Now you know who's going to get promoted in 2 years and you know how to do those things. I really think we should talk about the logic. And we tell people to use AI without explaining the logic. It's like a different form. Think of it like in Boolean. Like it took a while to figure out all the boops and the beeps.
Well, the beep, bop, boop. The thing I will say
is computer speak.
But it's good computer
boop,
speak.
Bop, beep, beep, boop.
Beep, bop, boop. I don't know if we realize that AI is as far-reaching, overarching as it is.
Right.
Primarily, I'm thinking of small to lower mid-market businesses. And the reason that I think that that's important to continue to talk about is because to what you just said, when you're an enterprise level organization at this point and you have AI commitments happening, we are committed to using AI in these ways, whether that's task replacement, agent launch, or some other kind of ancillary AI support. At this point, there's some sort of tech ownership of that.
Right. That's the conversation we should be having.
Right. But in small to lower mid-market, they don't have.
And you have to teach them the guardrails because like you don't understand. So it's like we're giving people the recipe, but not explaining the outcome enough to understand how the recipe works, right? I know, like follow me for a second. It's like telling people this is what the outcome's going to be. Here are the ingredients in order to make it, but not explaining like when it says knead dough for 30 minutes and you do, and you didn't get the good result. Oh, yours was a little too much. Maybe you forgot the salt. Maybe you had all of these different pieces that change it from a productivity tool to a liability.
I'm just visioning, because we don't define things, like somebody sitting in the kitchen saying, I need dough. I'm doing it for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I need
typing it in. Need it. And Claude says, I know you need it. I will help you get it.
Just know that it's going to be, I did knead dough for 30 minutes, but nothing after I was done, there was nothing there. We're talking.
And what we need to do, and we started talking about it with Kyle and Co when we were at Transform, is who's going to own the compliance, right? Because it affects the human. Why would HR be responsible? Well, at least for the part of the impact, we will see blowback on that.
You know they're going to come to HR when there is something wrong.
When they go and
they didn't ask you at first.
If a person thinks that their performance review was all done in AI, they will complain to HR. We're talking about all of these things without realizing that it is a full impact on the full organization.
And if you're in talent acquisition, and you're given the charge to make sure we bring in some AI advanced level personnel, and you do, and that person isn't, whoever's defining that, but isn't at the AI expert level they want or whatever, they're going to come to you and say, well,
That's right.
you recruited this person. And you're like, yeah, but I am not an AI expert either.
Right. But you're going to be the one that's responsible for it.
Yeah.
And so if any of you looked at my class on LinkedIn, it's talking about.
Hold on.
Stop and do that. Because, I'm a trainer.
Okay, we're done now.
I trained once.
My class on
and
LinkedIn.
So my class, because one time I did this thing, go watch it. Give it a thumbs up. But
somebody was asking about your hair.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you say?
They loved it.
And you said,
I'll show you where to get it.
You know what? I'm going to set you on fire. Why? Why does he do that to me? I did get lots of compliments on my hair.
I'm serious.
I mean,
I don't know who I am. They're like, Jackie's hair looks great. I'm like, all right.
Well, they were afraid, people don't want to be like,
is that a
they
shot?
took you for the vibe.
My hair doesn't look good.
I think first of all, they want you to get some hair, and then second of all, if they know you and don't know me, they want to make sure it's okay or whatever.
Yeah,
right.
But I did show everybody. I got a QR code for right where to get it.
Yeah, good. I'll give it to you. It's not that much. You can get one every month. I have 3 backups.
Ooh, Hair of the Month Club. I need to be in that.
AI can help you do that. But here's the thing. We have real issues outside of AI still happening. So can you stop? Can we just stop? Can we stop?
One of the things that Eric Mosley talked about this morning, and Eric is the CEO for WorkHuman, and I didn't take a picture of the slide. Actually, Joey Price did. We should harass him to share the photo he took. I didn't click it in time. Eric had a really good breakdown of what are the things that AI tests competency-wise to do.
Right.
And so much of it was human-centric, like people relationship-oriented, empathetic related components. And I know that we're like, well, of course, but there's something about that. And I'm giving a little preview. I'll be mentioning some of these things in my session that I'm going to head to in a little bit. But that piece, we've got to get really good at leaning into, because I think there are organizations right now that are reeling from feeling as if they're going to be replaced.
Yes.
Or having conversations with people who are, quote, being replaced. And so we're just kind of like, wow, it sucks. I know. That's not very empathetic
at all.
Right. And our superpower ought to be those things that Eric is pointing out that are not AI. You can't plug an agent into all of those things.
Right. Right. Well, and that's what I would love to see. Okay, we're going to automate. And this is why it's important to do it as a department, right? You automate a certain process that you're giving back time and use that time to lean into the relationships. And that's not what else can I do? So it's getting so noisy in the name of efficiency. And it's just a big traffic jam of technology.
Yes.
And also trying to figure out the guardrails if something gets out bigger, right? One of the things I've noticed as I code is that I think I broke it because I'm an amateur. And then I'll look someplace and they're like, oh yeah, we're down. And I'm like, oh God, I didn't know.
Oh my gosh.
And it's not any control of it. That's going to happen with some of these products, depending on what they use.
On the back end?
Yeah.
I heard it.
That's what she said.
It's like
the back end.
It's so fun. Those of you know our executive producer, Jamie, that poor man, anytime something isn't working, I quick Teams message. I think such and such I think Microsoft is down. I think Keeper is down.
Right.
I think Apollo is down. and he's like, okay.
Right. And there's nothing he can do except for wait it out.
HubSpot's down. And he's like, HubSpot is not down.
You're like, you're like tell you 5 minutes.
I'm trying to do this.
Yeah,
and
quit
it's not
doing so much.
Right.
Why don't you?
He's like, well, you're asking it to
You're
do.
in the car using
It's not that the system it can't do what it is you're asking.
You cannot be a fire truck, John.
That can do what it is. That, the 17-step process you want in one click.
Even with AI, the answer is no. It's a firm no.
Easy boy. That's what
I think, again, using all these things, but it's getting so heavy. It is weird. It is weird and you can feel it. And I don't know because I think everybody, we've talked about, and we hate the phrases like job hugging or whatever they call it. But I think people are desperate.
This is why people hate us.
And don't,
everything
we do the best that we can.
Everything is a term, a phrase, something kitschy.
Again, just trying to be cool.
We do. That was that noise again.
There was a noise, and in the middle of the keynote, when they made us all go out, we couldn't even get out.
It was not a noise. It was
John
a fire
and
alarm.
I, just so we know, if this was a major event, we'd be gone.
We were like, ugh.
We should have texted our spouses and said, I love you. Thank you for all those years, but I don't know which way to go. And there was an alarm. And they told
the response
me to leave,
from Kathy would be,
it.
is the insurance policy still in the same drawer?
My husband would say, I'm busy. Call me back. So
he'd respond with a picture of one of the dogs.
He would respond with like, well, the dogs love you.
I want one of the last things you see to be Scooby.
Yeah. And that, yeah, he probably would. He probably literally legit would.
So upsetting.
No, but they asked us to leave.
Yeah, we had a fire alarm. Legit, everybody. This is no joke.
But like, usually like, and part of it, like, let's just talk about it. Like the music, I think parts of those do that. Like, even though it was still lively, we're looking for that hype up. I mean, these people that we're talking about were on springs, jumping around and doing this to try to get everybody up. And it was 9 o'clock. It wasn't like at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. Even when they're like, the equivalency of anybody from Dallas.
What I think they ought to do next year is randomly select 6 attendees and put them on those things and let them hop around.
I would love that. Because
I'd wet my
kangaroo
pants.
legs.
No, I'd be good. But they're all core.
Oh yeah, ripped. Feel the burn. I do every day. Just walking around.
I think part of it too is like expectancy. One of the things that I sense, and I would not just categorize this as a WorkHuman Live conference. I think this season of people getting together, there's a tell me what to do.
Well, it's like, what are we doing?
Tell me what to do now.
Part where like, what am I?
People are just unsure.
And I think in noticing, it's interesting because we have a lot of the same speakers. And again, this is across the board.
Is that a shot
Same
at me?
Speakers, boring people like John come back year after year. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was in my head. No, I wasn't being, listen, not that part's not true. But I mean, the world is different and nobody has gotten understanding the message because it's so unclear on the who, when, what, where, why, what's the cost, what's the impact. I think a lot of people, especially in this space, are afraid that by implementing, because we are also the people responsible for laying people off.
And again, this too, and I want to give props to Eric this morning too. Not every job is being replaced by AI.
That's right.
When I grabbed breakfast this morning, I sat at a table with 4 women who all did not know each other, and they had just met as well. So it was a very like solo attendee kind of table, and lovely. And folks were talking about not replacing those that resign or move on from a role in their organization more often than they are replacing right now. Finance is saying we got to try to make it work without replacing that person who left. So divide that work up amongst everybody else. This way, we're not actually doing a reduction in force. We're doing a sort of a backdoor kind of reduction.
They're doing
that.
Do you know return to office. Like I heard a lot of people are getting returned to office, so people will leave. Saying of trimming it without saying that you're having a layoff.
The idea of not replacing people though who leave of their own. And by the way, the February 26th was the last month that the data is finalized. Out of 3.1% across the US of separation from job, 1.9 of that is quit. So we still have more people quitting monthly than being fired. Right?
Wow.
We still have a lot. And I love that for one reason. It shows a confidence. Okay, that I can quit and I feel confident that I'm going to find something. I like that message.
Yeah.
As opposed to I'm going to hug my job, hold on for as long as I can because I don't know that I can find anything else.
Right.
And I'm not speaking individually. I know there's people who are that way.
Right.
But the numbers are showing us 1.9 of those separations out of 3.1 were quits.
Wow. But I do think that we are seeing almost a different like reckoning place going on and people that are, I think, probably going to those organizations that aren't AI. Like people are really nervous. They need a different space and the world is just crazy. So
and it's easy because AI has no feelings.
That's right.
So my job is gone because of AI. Is it?
I mean,
you're a bartender.
Your job, you were replacing AI because
Although
actually
you've been to the robot bar, haven't you?
No. Yeah. Vegas.
Where it's the robots makes all the drinks and there's,
Didn't you go?
I went.
I didn't go.
I go.
That's wild.
It was the best conversation I've ever had with a bartender.
You know what? People are marrying their AI.
I'm telling you, those of you who've seen that movie, Her, with Joaquin Phoenix, and Scarlett Johansson is the voice for, when that came out, I remembered, first of all, I loved that movie because it was like, I could see that happen.
It was devastating at the end. Like the hurt, you felt that hurt.
And I remember at the end of it saying, that's going to happen. People are going to fall in love with,
and they are
this, what we weren't really saying AI as much then, but that's what he fell in love with.
And that's the part that we also haven't. I know in my heart of hearts that there
But
is
there's a perfect AI
AI.
mate for you somewhere.
Obvi. They don't talk to me. They just give me what I want. They do what I say. A husband agent. But the part is coming back is there's that noise again.
I know.
You made me forget my thought. And
It was good. The part that you
I
keep
forgot.
forgetting.
No, it was. I feel for sure there is software like it's built to. It's almost like a drug addiction, which is going to be worked into software to make people do it. And
for sure,
like one of the most annoying things in one of the tools that I use, they'll say, "Oh, I found it. Oh, we did it!" Like every time with the 3 exclamation points, and it makes you go, "Oh, okay." I'll try it. And then it's like, oh, nope, my bad. Nope. You're like, what?
It's Pavlovian.
It's going to keep doing that to make you feel better. I'm like, and that's why I'm so pissed off that people are like, stole like woke and DEI. No, it's really important because then it's going to make those changes and get to know you. So now we can't do the real work. The culture becomes a microcosm within your department, and your AI has to be factored into that culture based on the background of where it came from and what it recommends. Because I mean, it's fine when you're like, hey, what's on sale at HEB or Publix and it tells you. It's a full other thing when you're like, what should I do and where should I go?
Yep.
Those are all attached back to people. That's why I'm doing the who do I work for? So you can actually see the through line of the impact of like the person who gives you a salary for your work is getting their money through this whole process. And we're not thinking about that part.
Well, and I think that if I have to just find a job, then I don't really care. I'm desperate and I'm going to work for any kind of person or organization because I need a job. And so I'm not poo-pooing that. But what I'm saying is that it's hard. I know, and I want to speak to these folks. I know there are people that are struggling with their value system.
That's right.
And bringing home a paycheck.
And
how am I going to do that?
That's right.
Right.
And you can. And that's why, thank you. That's such a natural progression for my tool. Oh my God. So if you'd like to invest, do you know how much money it costs when you do this, the API and going out and stuff like that? Like all of those things I'm learning.
A lot of money.
But, I just think I'm excited that we were able to sit down. We really are just getting started. John is going off. Where are you?
I need to go because I have to go and present a session on the trust framework and what to do with your mistakes, right? And what's the environment for mistakes at your workplace.
Just fire everybody if they make a mistake.
That actually is the point of my entire session.
Okay.
To all.
That'll be great. And then you're leaving because you're going where?
I'm heading immediately from this. Y'all pray for me. And you'll be seeing this after the fact, but let's hope I make it to this flight. I got to go to Chicago. I'll be hosting the Recruiting Leaders Summit in Chicago for the next couple of days.
He didn't invite me to the wedding.
I didn't invite
he didn't
anybody.
invite me to everything. I don't understand why you don't say, hey, can I tell Jackye? I don't understand why you don't just do that.
I mean, we are going on vacation together in September.
Right, but
I'm just saying, I'm not in charge of these guest lists. It's not
anyway,
my job.
I mean, I don't know if we're going to be able to.
I want to make sure, though, that we say that we still do. I don't want anybody to take anything negatively. This is still one of my favorite conferences.
Absolutely.
In the world. One of my favorites because the human part is front and center.
That's right.
Front and center.
Well, and you do, I mean, even though we did talk about the heaviness, you still feel the warmth.
You have people to like commiserate with.
That's right.
Who you're like, oh, my people, we're in the same
boat. That's right.
Yeah.
And I met Heba for the first time.
Heba.
Like we talked online and gone back and forth for years. And so to meet her and Erica Oliver is here. Misha Ann, some of our other friends are here.
Eric Bailey's here. George Rogers. She couldn't do it.
I'm pasty. There's no water in my water
all
cup.
kinds of people here. So we're happy to see a bunch of our friends. And
this is a great one if you're going to come by yourself, especially and not knowing. They have sessions all of the time. And in
the moderator for the solos.
I heard that they tried to get one, but couldn't come. And so John's going to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
And we'll be able to see you the next time.
We'll be
but if you have we're not getting paid for this. If you have an opportunity, and it was only one conference, I would suggest.
If you've never been here, I absolutely would encourage you.
That's right. So.
Well, thanks for hanging with us in our abridged WorkHuman live.
Sorry, we weren't live on Thursday. I'll edit it and make sure you get it on Thursday. I'll mix in some pictures through the years with at the end of music, like montage. That's right. Humanity.
You'll see what we mean.
Put it in the chat if you know what we're talking about.
Have a great day, everybody. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Oh, also, what do you think about my hair? It's cute, right?